another segment of Pure Pugilism, Boxing Logic. And today, want to talk or pre-analysis of the fight between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. Strengths and weaknesses. And what, at this moment, I pretty much expect from the fight. Now, let's start off with Andy Ruiz Jr. Short, compact, stocky, Mexican brawler that wants to get on the inside. That we know for sure. The strengths for Andy Ruiz Jr. is compact, punching combination powers. When he in that gut. When he's in your gut. Now, only way Joshua should offset this is by keeping a long, stiff jab on him. Long, stiff jab. Which Andy Ruiz will have a reach disadvantage. Most definitely. So if I was Anthony Joshua, I do not want to stay in the fire, pardon me, in every exchange. Since Andy Ruiz will have a significant reach issue dealing with Anthony Joshua, that makes him liable to lunge in with 3-punch combinations, particularly a short jab to try to measure a right and a looping left hook, often like Tyson, often like Alexander Povetkin, so on. I watched the fight between him and Joseph Parker and a few others. Another man named Alexander as well, not Povetkin, but another fighter, Alexander Dmitriev. And if you're able to control him with the jab, which I'm speaking on Joshua, that can cause problems. You will have to control Ruiz with the jab. Ruiz has such a reach disadvantage to Joshua that a jab, if Joshua displays a jab, that's pretty much more popping like Anthony Joshua jab in the fight against Andy Ruiz Jr. Joshua should control this fight fairly easy. Now, when Joshua wants to go into the fire, he will have to go in with conviction. Andy Ruiz does not have much head movement. He doesn't bob and weave. He's pretty much flat-footed the entire time. Head down, chin down, guards up, waiting to explode. When he's in close range. Oftentimes I notice with Andy Ruiz Jr., in the moment of a tie-up or a clutch, he will sneakily try to separate and unload with the right and the left. It's almost automatic. And he try to do it spontaneously. When he feels perhaps his opponent has lulled asleep, or should I say, wait for the referees to come in and say split it. He would try to create quick separation to unleash a right and left. And that right, left top, right, left to the bottom, back up and top. His combinations in close range can be devastating. But again, if Joshua controls with the jab, which I suspect he would do like he did later in the second half of the fight against Povetkin before it was stopped, Andy Ruiz will have a struggle getting inside, because Anthony Joshua is longer than Joseph Parker. But if Anthony Joshua choose to get in the mix and test Ruiz's power, I think he can withstand it. But I don't recommend him trying to do it too often. Anthony Joshua should have nerves, or will have nerves, come June 1st. Of course, by it being his first fight in the United States. And it's understandable to believe he may not have the home crowd. Or he may have. But I could expect this crowd to be more 50-50. And the Hispanic Latino community will show up to support their boy, Andy Ruiz Jr. Andy Ruiz Jr. is 32-1, an excellent record, and the only loss was to Joseph Parker, which he did not take a devastating loss, which was very close. I do believe Joseph Parker edged it out by controlling with the jab. But then, many believe Andy Ruiz pulled that out. I say the nudge goes for Parker. Okay, he dictated the bout pretty much the time. He stayed on the move. And by dictating the fight with his jab, dictated the exchanges Andy Ruiz got to have on the inside. Anthony Joshua will have to do much of the same. Though I do believe Anthony Joshua will bring much more force and more power, Andy Ruiz is a hard rock to crack. He seems like they have a granite chin. Never pretty much looked to be irritated or discouraged in a fight. In that match with Parker, he just kept coming, kept chuggling, and kept the neck down, chin down, and kept waiting for his openers when they were available. So this fight will be a great test. I think Andy Ruiz Jr. is pretty much at the top of the stable when it comes to the PBC heavyweights. Not say he's on Deontay Wilder's level, but given his stature, his ability, he is not far behind. The only way to see how far behind he is of Deontay Wilder, or if he's on his level, is if we could have seen them compete. But Andy Ruiz is a very, very dangerous opponent. Whether he's more dangerous than Gerald Miller would have been, we don't know. But it is an opponent Joshua must be weary of. Joshua must bring his A game, as in Ruiz can inflict tremendous damage, which he's proven with his record of 21 knockouts with the 33 fights he's had. I think this is going to be an excellent fight. Will it be reminiscent of a Joshua Povetkin fight? Maybe. Maybe. And I will not give a prediction on this fight thus yet. I will Friday night. But I would like to say this fight is a must tune in. Andy Ruiz comes from a boxing pedigree. He has more fights than Joshua, which seems to be the norm with whomever Joshua fights. It seems like everyone Joshua fights has more experience than him. But Joshua seems to be on a path of greatness. Let's see if this path is not derailed by a young, strong, and formidable opponent in Andy Ruiz Jr. Okay? So, I see you guys June 1st with the second installment to this Anthony Joshua. I'm sorry. Yes, Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz Jr. Breakdown. This is Myra Magnus. Listen to a segment of Pure Pugilism, Boxing Logic. One love.